Hi, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name's Mel. To you guys that have already subscribed, you'll notice I haven't put anything up for the last couple of years due to ill health. But back to normal now, allegedly. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start posting some videos on YouTube, some like how-to videos to help you guys out there, give you as much information as possible. I'm semi-retired now. And it seems a waste of all that I've learned not to pass it on. So what I'm going to try and do is pass on as much information to you guys out there as possible. All the knowledge I've gained over the last 40 years of being self-employed as a sign writer and gilder, I want to pass that on to you guys. So first of all, I'm just going to give you a quick run through of the work I've been involved in over my career. Try and keep it short. To start with, this is a backsplash for a kitchen, goes behind the cooker, toughened glass, all the work done on reverse. Marilyn Monroe, as you can see, this is before it's being gilded. They wanted it in solid gold, sits nicely behind the cooker. Next one. This is a handwritten shop front, locally, in 23¼ carat gold leaf, handlet and gilded. Oh, this is the workbench when I was building a new workbench, messed them out. So I'm always being watched at work. Glass gilding job in Llandudno for a pub in Wales. There you can see I've done the outlining on the window. Quite a large pub, a lot of windows to do. Slightly closer shot of the outlining before we start. Number 11 over the door, finished gilded. There's a slightly closer shot. Light lunches served daily. As I say, there were quite a few windows to do on this job, but client was made up. It did look lovely when it was finished. Nice and classic. There it is. Reasonable shot of it. My photography work isn't brilliant, as you'll probably guess. But sign writer, not a photographer. This is just to give you an idea of the work. That's off a push bike, an old delivery bike. Jeweler wants to put it outside his shop. Put his little advert on it. Little handwritten job. This is another backsplash for a kitchen. Guy wants a tiger, all in gold, to go behind the cooker. Marilyn Monroe finished, gilded, backed up, ready to go. And one in the studio. Another back glass piece. I think we've got a better shot of that further down the line. Quite intricate, that one, for a restaurant. Oh, and I also work for Bentley. This is outside Bentley and Crewe, their factory. I put the pinstripes on the sides of them, and various designs, various text, but we're not allowed to photograph them for obvious reasons. We're not allowed to photograph in their actual premises, but that's another part of the job we do. This here is that panel there you see in the background is 6 foot by 5 foot. It's for a restaurant. Got some better photos of that just further down the line as well. All back glass gilded. This is a kitchen backsplash. That's the skyline of Liverpool in the background, and then the text in the front, all in gold. That's down and turning left by the kitchen window to letter M. There's a better photograph of that somewhere as well as we go along. All gilded. These are panels for canal boats, which we do quite a few of. These are magnetic panels. Easy to pop on, so I do them in the studio, and then they can just pop them onto the canal boat, and when they're repainting, they just take them off, roll them up, clean them, and put them back on. Saves having the job relettered again. Another one. So I'm just quickly scrolling through these. Canal boat work. Canal boat work's very quick, very easy, and there's a certain style to it. As you'll see, the roses are always the same. I'll show you how to do those in the future. They're very quick but very effective. Easy, quick work to do. Little cold bucket someone wanted, and there was a shovel to go with it, I think. Yeah, cold bucket and shovel. All mainly one-stroke work. A couple of mugs and a teapot. This is the kitchen backsplash. This is the reverse of that corner piece, the letter M. That's had its first gild. That's all ready to be burnished off now. It gets polished with cotton wool and then regilded, then scalded, and then backed up. As I say, we'll go into more detail in future videos. This is an incised cut lettering job outside a business. Someone had painted it with gold paint. It'd all come off, cracked, come out. They asked me to go in and redo the job properly, gild it in 23 karat gold loose leaf. Firstly, clean all the incised work out, and then size it, seal it, size it, and then gild it. It was a big wide plinth. I'd say it was about 18 inches wide at the top. And what they didn't realise was the water sits on the top when it rains. It ingresses into the stone. It's quite a porous stone, and then it'll find it's the quick way out, and it comes out through the incised letter and pushes any work off that you've done. So anything like that, you must seal the top, which we did. First, a sketch of an elephant, a bit of painting I was doing. You golfers out there, this is the Royal Liverpool Golf Club, by us. For the Open they had there a few years back, they wanted some really high-class signage. They came to us, all back glass gilded, sat in a frame, the logo and whatnot. Looked beautiful when it was fitted. There's one either side of the main entrance to the gate. A lot of you golfers have probably seen them. Honours boards, same again, gold leaf, 23¼ carat, transfer leaf, hand lettered and gilded. We do a hell of a lot of these now, probably because there's not enough sign raisers around. Just give you a quick flash through of some of the different ones. There you go. We have a local cabinet maker that makes the boards for us if the client requires them. Mr. Casey does a beautiful job. That's another piece of the back of the kitchen backsplash. Once again, first gild, ready for burnishing, then gilding again, then backing up. That's a piece of glasswork in my front room. It's all the work around the side, the edges, is all done by hand. Text is in gold leaf, and it's a photograph of my granddaughter in the centre. Oh, and there's my dog, Belle. Follows us everywhere. Sits on the bench, watches me work. Can be a pain, but a Bentley, I'm supposed to show that, pinstripe on a Bentley. The elephant, painted, bit abstract, full of colour, change. Another gold leaf job, back glass gilding, shop door, reclined. Handwritten vehicle, Haldman's, with double glazing. Another one, Mr. Crunchy Crisp. A lot of the time, the lads will come along and say, typical example, we did some for a company called Wise Self-Drive Hire. And they turn up, they say, Mel, we want a big barn owl, painted right down the side of the van, the whole side of the van. And then Wise Self-Drive Hire, and whatever text, all the text they wanted. Now, these jobs have to be done in a day. I know it seems a lot to ask, but the guy doesn't want the van off the road for 3 or 4 days. He needs it in, done and back, for obvious reasons, and he doesn't want to pay me for 3 or 4 days either. Cost him a fortune. So all these vehicles, they're all done in one day. The whole job, both sides, the back, the front. As I say, they have to be done in a day. But you don't lose any quality of your work, so you've got to be quick and slick, basically to make a living out of the job. If you're too slow, they won't pay for it. Chalkboards, which I'm going to do a couple of videos for YouTube on to start with when we start. Another back glass gilding job, that's before it's backed up. Gilded. There it is, finished. I think we've got one of them in situ somewhere. There it is, finished. Elephant at the top, his logo. Goes outside his shop next to a doorway. Another gold leaf job there, difficult to see. Glass is very difficult to photograph because of the reflections. But I've done the text around there. See the gold text. The blue text is in vinyl. So we mix and match modern technology with old skills where we can. This is a room in a very expensive shop. I won't mention any names. He wanted all the walls gilding, solid gold. Big job. It wasn't cheap either. That's it before it's all burnished up and polished. As I say, the job's very diverse. Little canal boat, side of canal boat there, sweet painted lady. Any RAF guys out there will understand will know the story of the sweet painted lady, where it comes from. Just a group photograph of some of the work. A signboard at the bottom. We used to make all our own boards, start painting them, sign write them and fit them. It's a group photograph. Chalkboards again. Painting I've done years ago. Sandwich board, one of the boys. Billy Bunters. There's a close-up of the vehicle you saw before. All hand painted. There he is. Mr. Crunchy Crisp. As I say, once again, all done in a day. Harbin's the same again. Now that would have been, the red would have had to have two coats, so I'd probably write the red, then do all the blue around the whole van, then come back and just sit and coat the red. It's also got an outline around the red, and then it's got that pinstripe around it. Both sides, the back and the front. Mickey Mouse, that's an engine mount board, back of a speedboat. Historic warships outside the Birkenhead tunnels by us, Liverpool tunnels. This is over an arcade, shopping arcade. The chap wanted it all in gold leaf, hand done. We made the board, lettered it, fitted it. Bit of glass work at the top there, quattros, just reverse painted. Shop front, studio, photograph studio below. Those windows there, with some of the gold glass work there, gilding again. But the windows at the bottom, I hand cut the stencils, and then they were sandblasted for a public house. Basic work for local council. There was a lot of that, did a lot of that. Quite boring, but pays the bills. It's all part of the job. Me working at heights, which I don't like anymore. It's funny, as you get older, you get scared of heights. I don't know why. Another honours board for school, head boys. This work was for Cartier's, the jewellers in London. We went down, they asked for a sample of my glass gilding and transfer gilding. We sent them down, we won a contract with them to go. Did a lot of work in the store, and then when we'd finished, they sent these up to me to be repaired, restored and re-gilded, picture frames. There's another one here, I think this one at the bottom here. It carries a letter from a royal family somewhere in the world, can't remember which one. Congratulating Cartiers on a piece of work they made. Gilded the candelabras for them, and there's some internal signage there. That's a piece of glass with the name Cartiers on. They went around the store inside. Rubens, the guys fitted some acrylic lettering there, and I did the coffee shop. I did some text on the walls and chalkboards around the place for them. Here they are, as you can see, menu boards, price lists, straight on the wall. Another one. These will go into more detail in future videos, how they're done, how quick they are to do, type of text to use, type of brushes to use. Once again on the wall, I use that typeface a lot. It's very quick, very easy. I call it knockoff. It's very quick. Me doing an honest build on the bench, which I very rarely do like that. I normally do them upright. There's a close-up, better photograph of the job for the manor. That went into a door, an entrance door, coat of arms, all blended, all painted in reverse. Another glass gilding job for a club. Unusual background, but very nice. Another honours board. Another honours board, another glass job. Another honours board. Chalkboards. Quick and simple. Group photograph. Different types of work, all kinds. Canal boats, boards. The manor, that's the one you've seen before. I think 6 foot, one big piece of glass that weighed a ton, that thing, and there were 4 of them. The manor again, front door piece. You guys that have already subscribed might have seen this job for levers in Warrington, these tanks. Those logos were about 15 foot square. We were up the scaffolding. It took about 20 minutes to climb to the top, half an hour. Paint all those, hand paint them on, sketch them on, hand paint them on. There's that glass job that when it was finished that you saw earlier. I just fitted outside the shop. Looked really effective. There it is. It really brought some life to the shop because he wanted all matte black and the gold leaf, but he was looking for something to liven it up. So we came up with that. Canal boat work. Again, there's that job we've just seen. A few more chalkboards. That's the backsplash for the kitchen behind the cooker before it was gilded, the tiger, all outlined. Another gold leaf job, you can see the yellow gold size, but I haven't gilded yet. The rest is gilded, but it's yellow, it's not gilded. Manor again. Royal Liverpool Golf Club. You lads might have, the golfers might have seen that inside. Northerpool Hotel and Restaurants. Business plaque. Inside a cafe. Gold leaf lettering again, 23 carat gold. That's the outline of the M that was in that kitchen backsplash in the corner. There was one either side of the window. That's all hand done, hand painted and then gilded. Coal scuttle, the canal boats, as you can see, it's all one stroke. You can see the highlights, very quick, very easy, very forgiving work, I call it. Quite vibrant. One of the kitchen backsplash that you saw before, ready to go. There's the M finished and gilded. There it is in situ. This is a sketch for a tattoo parlour. Original sketch. The drawing to do first for it, for backlash work. A statement for someone who wanted it on the wall. Wife obviously carried a bit of weight by the looks of it. Canal boat, the top one there is a canal boat. Notice the spelling of friendship. I got incorrect, supposed to say friendship, I did friendship on the first side. Guy was made up, he said, do you know what, Mel? He said, leave it. He said, I love it. He said, it's going to create so much fun. People will just notice it. He said, just leave it. I love it. So, funny how things work out. No one's perfect, we all make spelling mistakes. A couple of photographs there, gold leaf work, honours boards, same again. A couple of posters, thousands of those things when I was serving my time, literally. This was the big 6 foot by 5 foot pieces you saw. They created what we call a tombstone sign. So there was one either side, sides, glass top. Looked absolutely gorgeous when it was fitted. He had glass work all around the place, that restaurant, very expensive restaurant. but it looked beautiful. He was looking for something different, but classic. Looked gorgeous when it was finished, even though I say so myself. Chalkboard, gold leaf shop front, and a gilding job for a tattooist. I think that's about it. Yeah, it's just to give you an idea of the type of work that I've been involved in all my life. And as I say, what we're going to try and do is some more videos for YouTube, post them on the channel. The email address will be there. If you have any questions or you need any help, by all means email me. It doesn't matter what it's about. Because basically I think it's a waste of me spending 40 years, 45 years learning this trade, this profession, and then popping your clogs, not passing it on. So I just want to give away as much information, tips, hints as possible. Okay, look forward to seeing you again soon, if health prevails. Thanks for your time.